This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google IVPanda Free Essays.
Introduction. The result of the psychographic survey reveals a primary VALS, values and lifestyles, as an experience. The result of the survey defines an experience as a person motivated by self-expression. Experiencer consists of young, impulsive, and enthusiastic consumers. The experience, as a consumer, derives enthusiasm from new possibilities, but they also know how to preserve their calm. Consumers belonging to this category prefer exciting varieties, enjoying new experiences, offbeat and risky experiences. Outdoor activities like recreation, sports, socialization, and exercise form the basis of energy outlets among this group. Experiencers are keen consumers who spend a substantial part of their income on socialization, entertainment, and fashion. Their shopping habit reflects their beliefs in looking well and refined. The survey shows the secondary VALS type as an achiever. Consumers belonging to this category get motivation from the desire to achieve something. Career, family, and goal-setting lifestyles characterize the lifestyles of achievers. Achievers' social life rotates around work, family, and their respective places of worship. Achievers tend to be conservative politically, lead a conventional lifestyle, and have respect for those in power. They also tend to identify with the status quo. This category of consumer value stability over risks and prefer consensus on issues. At the same time, they like to make self-discoveries and experience intimacy. Achievers have several needs and want. Therefore, they form a vital part of the consumer marketplace. Achievers consider the image as an essential part of their lives. Therefore, in relation to their peers, they prefer established and prestigious products and services. Achievers live busy lifestyles and find time-saving devices extremely useful in their day-to-day activities. Suitability of VALS type. VALS type adopts the use of mindset in response to survey to classify people under 8 consumer categories. The scientific gauging of mindsets based on psychological traits and vital demographic information helps the system to classify people according to what drives their consumer behavior. Further, it uses 2 critical concepts in understanding consumers. The model groups key factors influencing consumer behavior as the primary motivation and resources. The combinations of the above factors influence how consumers respond to different needs and want. The results of the survey could reflect the true classifications of different consumers. This is because the system borrows heavily from psychological theories, traits, and classification of people and what they value most in their lives. However, markets for several products consist of several consumers. VALS may offer little real value because it oversimplifies consumer personalities and purchase behavior. Some critics argue that the typologies of VALS are complex and lack proper theoretical underpinnings. Targeting VALS type of consumers. Marketers use VALS to address more than a single issue in a marketing environment. The developers claim that marketers use VALS effectively in the business world to achieve strategic communication and marketing needs. The model provides a fresh perspective of first-hand information, individual consumer profile, and identification of a distinct communication style. Marketers can adapt the VALS of experiencers and achievers consumer groups to drive sales of their products and services. VALS identifies the strongest marketing opportunities based on competitive analysis, target market identification and selection, brand differentiation, and customer retention. Certain products require customers to be swayed by an appeal to their emotions and cultural values. VALS segmentation identifies consumers as experiencers and achievers. Marketers can differentiate their brands to target consumers in a given segment. Brands related to family, work, and lifestyle can fit this segment of consumer categories. Most brands should be directed to this segment of consumers since they have several needs and wants. Brands, which promote self-identity among peers, can easily penetrate this market. Since markets now know their target market behavior, they need to monitor and understand them. They can easily decide on a suitable advertisement, choose an effective media plan, and spend their promotional resources wisely. The marketer will purely focus on the needs of these customers and what drives them to buy. Their primary goal is to understand similarities and differences among various target groups so as to develop a marketing and communication mix to fit each market. The overall advantage lies in the fact that marketers can easily select their exact target market. Experiencers and achievers tend to dominate marketplaces. Therefore, it makes sense for a market to retain its largest source of customers. Customer retention will help to drive the brand and establish brand loyalty. These consumers consist of the largest spenders on recreational, sports, and other outdoor activities. Competitive advantages lie in the availability of information on the target market and the ability to use it before the competition does. Marketers should focus on where this segment of experiencers and achievers get their information from and which media to use in promotional tools so that the intended information gets to the right audience. VALS is also useful in the innovation and development of new products and services. New products and services must be produced on different images, occasions, and times. Marketers will define resources that most consumers in this segment have and develop products to appeal to their cultural and emotional appeals. Marketers already have the basic information about experiencers and achievers. As consumers who prefer efficient commodities, they will tend to sell them at slightly high prices. They know that the experiencers and achievers cannot do without such products and services. Did you like this Values and Lifestyles (VALS) market segmentation sample? To get more works like this one, make sure to check out the free database of academic paper examples at ivpanda.com. You will find thousands of samples for all your study needs, without even having to register.